Is Tenerife dying? Is the question I posed today. How you doing, everybody? It's been a long time. I thought it was about time that I came back and gave you a little video on my thoughts. And I've not been inspired to make a video for a little while. But the circumstances here in Tenerife of late have inspired me to maybe jump on and talk to some of you. Now, I don't know how many of you are still out there in YouTube land. But the question I'm posing today is Tenerife dying? Now, I'm interested to see what you all have to say about that in the comments. Now, a lot of us love Tenerife. For many, it's a paradise island. For people like myself that have lived here over a decade, I've seen many changes. And I'm not so sure that all the changes are for the better. I think, first of all, we'll address that COVID was a difficult time for all of us. That's where I got to meet a lot of you subscribers, and we had live shows on YouTube, and I got to chat with you, and obviously done videos with Rick and Shelley and things like that, which is a lovely thing. But certainly since COVID, when the world opened up again, first of all, we're all grateful for that. But I've certainly noticed over the last few years, and I'm not talking about all people now, there seems to be a sense of entitlement in some people. Now, I realize people, you work hard, you work all year, you deserve to come on your holiday, but I've definitely noticed a larger percentage of people that have either that I've paid for my holiday, entertain me face, as opposed to people that are there up for it. I mean, I'm lucky enough to be going on a family holiday, the first one in over a decade, with my wife and children next month. And I can guarantee you that I'm going to think everything's wonderful because I'm away from work, I'm away from the bills, I'm away from stress. So I'm right up for it. And that's the way I kind of am when I go into situations and I go into endeavors. If somebody's performing, I might not think they're the best performer, but I'll give them a clap at the end of each song and I'll give them their respect. It's always been the same with me with waiting staff. I always call people sir and madam, always polite, have my manners. Largely that's gone out the window a lot here in Tenerife, and I've noticed a change in atmosphere. Now, one thing that I think is pertinent is many of you will know that I've performed here a long time, over 11 and a half years permanently, but way back in 2002 was the first time I was over in Tenerife sort of performing on and off, and I've been lucky enough to travel all over Europe. But it's definitely, compared to other countries, there's definitely been a change in atmosphere in the performances. Now, that's not just me, in case you're thinking, perhaps it's because you're rubbish or whatever, but I see other entertainers, good entertainers on the island. And I see for them and for me, it's becoming increasingly difficult to get an applause, to get them engaged. I think we're in an age now of internet and Wi-Fi in pubs, bars and venues. I think people are speaking less and less to each other. I think they're engaging less and less in the acts and in the entertainment. Just last night in a venue that I was in, which is I'll say it was the Soul Suite. Itchy face today, sorry. In the Soul Suite last night, I sat there. It's not a karaoke bar. It's not a bar that has Wi-Fi. If you're in there, you're there predominantly to watch 4 or 5 soul and Motown dedicated shows. And I had a lady literally in the front row in the first table, sitting on her phone, scrolling through Facebook, scrolling through emails, scrolling through old pictures, deleting old pictures. And that was before I even went on. I was watching her do that for another artist who's been here a long time and is a very good artist. And then when I went on, indeed, she carried on just with her phone in her face, in her lap. And she was, as close as I am to the camera now. So for the first 25 minutes of the show, that was distracting. And I tried to make light of it, and I tried to get my phone, and I tried to say, like, oh, I'm still waiting for your request. Is it coming by text and whatever? She didn't even hear me make the joke, and other people laughed. Don't get me wrong. It's people's prerogative to sit on their phone or not. I just find it strange while you're sitting watching a show. But it speaks to me about the change in etiquette. Lots of people come straight in now to a soul and Motown venue, and the first thing they ask the staff is, what's the Wi-Fi code? And I think that's kind of been a change. Maybe I'm an old sod, maybe I'm old-fashioned, but I've definitely noticed a change in atmosphere. I wanted to put a little disclaimer in. Don't get me wrong. there's still lots of wonderful people that come over, thousands a year, that come over to see me, see the other acts, see the staff, enjoy the show, some of the life and soul of the party. And again, I want to make this clear. I was going to say it again, but I feel to say it now in case I come across as negative or moaning. So many people are really appreciative. So many people are really positive. So many people enjoy their holiday still. And I'm really hoping you who's watching are one of those people, because there's been a few trends, a few changes in the trends here in Tenerife. I mean, another one is, I don't know why this is. It's not just a time of year thing. I've thought this for the last 2 years or so. Again, not just at my show, so it's maybe not just a reflection on me, but people seem to be leaving earlier as well. I mean, I see it with other acts. I see it in bars without entertainment. You know, and I certainly see it again in a venue that I do, where I do the late spot. I always did the late spot because that was the headline spot. The 12 o'clock spot was the main spot. It was my favorite spot because by that time people are well lubricated. You know, they've had a drink, they're up for it, they're dancing, and you go straight in and straight away you've got them, and then you can keep them dancing for the full hour. It's getting to the point now where I'm watching acts and I'm seeing it from on stage myself. By about 10:30, people are looking at their watches, and that's not just older people that maybe, you know, have a different routine back home, and they're maybe, you know, not night owls. But I see it with younger people as well. Certainly by 11:30, no matter who's on, no matter what's going on, no matter how exciting and upbeat it is, people start sort of making a beeline for the door to go back to their hotels, and that also is something that I think's strange. Almost contradicting myself with that. People are sort of coming out later as well. So people used to go and have their dinner 7, 8 o'clock, and then maybe watch a show 9, 10 o'clock or whatever, and people would stay. It seems that people are not arriving until much later now. So subsequently, the bars have a much smaller window for taking money. They have less hours of people consuming food and drinks. And of course, they still have to pay their staff, you know, their tax, their entertainers, everything else, stock. So it seems really strange to me. And I'm wondering what you people think. I wonder if is it getting more pricey? I mean, I certainly have seen an increase in the prices here in Tenerife, not just for food and drink and things like that, but when I've been backwards and forwards, and I've been lucky enough to do a lot of traveling, a lot of shows all over Europe, compared to other European countries, I'm finding Tenerife is really up there with some of the most expensive, especially in terms of hotels and flights. A friend of mine, a fellow entertainer who lives here, was recently looking for a short break with his wife to go to the north of the island for maybe 4 days in just a hotel. And they've effectively priced him out of the game. It's as cheap or as expensive. It's in parity with him maybe having a week away somewhere else, mainland Spain or Greece or Turkey. It's probably cheaper, in fact, than it is for him, flights included in that, by the way, than it is for him to get in his car and drive 45 minutes and stay in a hotel for 4 nights in the north. So I'm just finding things have changed. I'm more interested in, number one, interacting with some of the lovely subscribers again, so that you might let me know what you think. Have you seen a change in, first of all, the people? Have you seen that maybe it's less busy when you've been on holiday, when you've been over here? Some of the more, you know, standard busy areas are maybe not quite as busy. Are you seeing that people are spending less money? But from your point of view, is there a reason for that? Is the reason for that is that it's got more expensive now? Are people coming out later because they can't afford to spend in the restaurants and bars and would rather go all inclusive or half board in the hotels and stay at a hotel bar and coming out later on for just one drink? Have you noticed a difference in the food and drink prices in a restaurant? Have you noticed a difference in the flight, the cost of your holiday, or the times of year? Is Tenerife losing its magic for you? Is it losing its spark? And I hope not, because I speak to a lot of people that have been coming here 10, 20, 30 years that still really love Tenerife and it's still their paradise. But I do feel like, from somebody from the point of view that's here doing it and seeing it every day, 365 days a year, I do feel like it's changing. I mean, another thing, you might not notice this if you're not a resident, but I know lots of you hire cars. The amount of traffic on the road has changed absolutely exponentially. You know, it's difficult to get parking now. Lots of you will know my lovely wife, Steph. And quite often, if I'm doing 3-4 shows in an evening, Steph will need to come with me so that I can jump out and get on stage and she can take 10, 20 minutes to find a parking space. Without her doing that, I think I'd struggle to park for the gig. So, yeah, there's lots changed here. And really, this is really a little bit of market research, because I'm hoping the bottom is not falling out of Tenerife. You know, I live here with my family. We make our life here. We make our money here. I'm trying to feed the children. Does Tenerife still sparkle for you? Please let me know in the comments, because I'm curious. It's certainly not like living here the same as it is on your holiday, but that's to be expected. But just to wrap it up before I go, I don't want this to be fully 100% overly negative. There's still some wonderful things here, some wonderful people. There's still a beautiful sense of community, especially amongst the entertainers and the bar staff and hospitality. If one person's down on their luck or not feeling so well, we're the first community to come together to do fundraisers and benefits. There is a real camaraderie between us all. Of course, we still have the sunshine almost 365 days a year. I mean, that's actually another thing. Have you noticed any difference in the weather as well? Because I hear people saying that they've been quite unlucky with the weather, whereas the time of year that they normally come, it's been all right. So lots of food for thought here, but I still think we live on this beautiful island, and I'm lucky enough to be recording this in my kitchen, looking at a perfect blue sky outside. I'm going to go outside in a minute with the kids, but I'm just curious, because my observations are that people are coming out later, retreating back to the hotel earlier, maybe not spending the same, maybe not engaging the same. And I have noticed a difference in prices. So let me know if Tenerife still sparkles for you. And it'd be lovely to catch up with some of you in the comments. Until next time, I hope you're all good and healthy. Let me know also when you're coming over to see us and when your holiday's booked for. Until then, I'll see you soon. Lots of love from Michael Levy Jr. Happy holidays.